right. We're going to discuss the final project, and it is going to be a timeline created in your discussion board. So it is lesson 13 timeline, and you're going to create a PowerPoint or an online presentation or a blog or a Prezi, whatever one that you're the most comfortable with. And you're going to present one of the chapters so that we're not going to have tests or continue with all the chapters in the book. And do the research from the chapter and present it to your classmates. Then after you do that, then it's important that you review and read your classmates' presentations. But you only have about a day to do all of this in summer semester and a week in regular semester. So you don't have a whole lot of time not to do it. So you're going to review those and talk about what is meaningful to you and why. So if you come up here, they start from chapter 14 to chapter 22. And I want you to make sure you do a timeline that no one else is going to do. So the first one is the earliest age to the Bronze Age, which you're going to choose one of the following: Paleolithic, Neolithic, beginnings of civilization, Mesopotamia, or Egypt, and make at least 10 slides with a visual art element picture on each one. So then I have possible things to think about, like ziggurats or Stone Ages or cave paintings underneath that. And the next one that you could choose from would be chapter 15, the classical and medieval West, which includes Greek, Roman, early Christian, and Byzantine, Middle Ages in Europe, early medieval art, Romanesque or Gothic. And then I have things to think about. Chapter 16 would be the Renaissance and Baroque, which you could include Renaissance in Italy, High Renaissance, Northern Europe Renaissance, Late Renaissance in Italy, and Baroque or Michelangelo. So, again, there are things for you to think about. 10 pictures, at least. And then next is traditional arts in Asia. And discussion on Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, or art in India, art in China, art in Japan. And then things to think about. Chapter 18 would be the Islamic world. And you choose one of the things down here to think about. Chapter 19 would be Africa, Oceania, and the Americas. So then you do the native people from all of those different ones, whichever one you're interested in. So here are different things: primitive, African portraits, African mask, African textiles, African influence on art, power of mana, Native American culture, Great Serpent Mound, Pyramid of the Sun. Chapter 20 is 18th and 19th century art, neoclassicalism, romanticism, photography, realism. Things to think about. Chapter 21, the FOBs, Cubism, Abstractionism, Modern Spirit of America, Futurism, plus things to think about. Again, you choose one and post that on your blog or on the board before you begin. Chapter 22, Between World War. There's a list from Dadaism to political protest to Frida Kahlo. Chapter 23, New York School, performance art, and then ending in chapter 24 and modern art beyond the West of Japan, India, Islamic, African. So those would be contemporary artists from that. Remember, you may not repeat something that somebody else has done, that it needs to be just your timeline. And when you get the PowerPoint or your presentation made and you listed in your blog, create a thread of what you're going to do, and then upload that presentation into your blog. I have an example here of student timeline on a website, and then on your discussion board, not your blog. And then I'm giving you a silly one in your reminder and your announcements that Little Angel made on dog art. So it just depends on which one that you're most interested in doing. And when you're this far, you're almost done. You have like a day or so left until finals. Don't forget to do your final test. Good luck.